Jing from the Wuhan Heavy-Duty Machine Tool Group Corporation, and Mr. Zhou Yunguo from the China Shipbuilding Industry Co-Limited, Wuhan Shipbuilding Industry, and CDC Hubei Deputy Director Mr. Li Yang. First, we'd like to give the floor to Mr. Li Yang to update about the COVID-19 outbreak. By the 21st of April 2020, the cumulative confirmed cases in Hubei Province is reaching 68,000 cases, among which 53,000 of the case is coming from Wuhan City. By the 21st of April 2020, the newly added confirmed cases in Hubei Province remains at 0, and there is no imported cases. For the consecutive 18 days, there is no newly added cases in Hubei Province. Outside Wuhan, for the consecutive 48 days, there's no newly added cases. By the 21st April 2020, the hospitalized case remained 97, among which 3 of them in the severe condition and 12 of them is in the critical condition. By the 21st April 2020, the total death mortality number in Hubei Province is reaching 4,800 cases, and the newly discharged case by the 21st of April is 5. All of them is coming from the city of Wuhan. By the 21st April 2020, the newly added asymptomatic patient is reaching 28 cases, and there are still 548 asymptomatic patients under observation. We'd like to give the floor to Mr. Dong Yongxian to give an introduction of the Federation of Trade Unions work in the work resumptions in Hubei. Dear friends from media, I'd like to give you a quite brief report about the work resumption after the outbreak of COVID-19. Since the outbreak of the COVID-19, the Federation of Trade Unions has organizing over 310,000 workers in the Federation of Trade Unions to dive deep in the battle against COVID-19, and all of these members had contributed a fair share in the battle against COVID-19. First, we have prioritized the prevention and control of COVID-19 in our day-to-day work. I believe that the National Federation of Trade Unions has also given us a special earmarked fund, helping us in the battle against COVID-19. And for all the different organizations at different levels of federations of the trade union, we have gathered around 320 million RMB in the prevention and control of COVID-19. Secondly, for all of our members, institutional workers has worked really hard during the process, especially the frontline doctors and nurses and health workers. We have finished the construction work of the Fangcang Hospital, makeshift hospital, and also the Liangshan Hospital. There's also a series of the companies who are contributing their fair shares in the infrastructure constructions of the Hubei Province during the COVID-19. Thirdly, the party members of the CPC committee was working together with the general public fighting at the front line of COVID-19. We have made the prevention and control of COVID-19 a regular in our daily matter, and we have believe that the work resumption right now is another priority across the whole society. We should also address the difficulties for the company workers, and we should be the cheerleaders for the whole society. So that is the reason why the Federation of Trade Unions is providing all kinds of help, and we have exempt the membership fees for the SMEs in Hubei Province. and we are trying our best to maintain the health of our members. And we are also helping all kinds of the companies and their workers to find a good job. And we have provided legal know-how about the recruitment and employee relationships. And that is how we reasonably channeling the company and its employees to be sitting on a more reasonable manner. And we have also doing all kinds of the promotion efforts to the companies and also to the job seekers. We believe that by bridging the job seekers and different companies, all of this economic problem is going to be addressed. And we have also helped to book several different high-speed bullet trains to help the migrant workers from the rural areas in Hubei to be transferred safely to the coastal city. Thirdly, we have also provided a lot of the life allowance to all of those public workers under the poverty line. And that is how we are going to help the national goal to eliminate the poverty in the year 2020. And we also provided all kinds of the physical support and mental support to all of these public workers. And we are also working together with the resumptions of the well-being of the society. This year, we have give over 500 RMB subsidy to all the workers, and the total subsidy is reaching 100 million RMB. And we have also organized a purchasing campaign to all the agro products in the rural areas. This is going to help the farmers and peasants to address their products. And sixthly, we have the determinations to build a society moderately well off. We help all the CPC members to work in their different positions. This year also marks a very important year for us to select the role models in the federations of trade union across the whole country. So we want to spread the spirit of the craftsmanship, and we want to admire the spirit of the beauties of the labor. So I think a few days later it's going to be the International Labor Day. Here, on behalf of the federations of the trade union in Hubei Province, we like to pay our tributes to the frontline workers for your effort. Thank you. Now the floor is open for questions. Please identify yourself before the questions. So with China News and China Daily, this outbreak of the COVID-19 is bringing a lot of influence to the lower income families. What kind of subsidies, what kind of effort will you make to help them to get rid of their dilemma? Thank you very much for your question. The outbreak of COVID-19 is bringing a lot of questions and difficulties to the lower income families. In March, the Federation has bring over 2,500 RMBs for all of these lower income families. And in April, we have also give and subsidized them 2,000 RMBs subsidy to each of the lower income households. For some of the lower income households trapped into the poverty because of the outbreak of COVID-19, we have helped them building up the documents in our archive and help them to get more subsidies across the province for those suffered from the temporary difficulties. According to the management of the federations of the labor union, we have given them all kinds of the measures to help them with their temporary difficulties. With economic delay, I believe to build a very important industrial workers and engineers is very important to drive the economy. So what kind of effort did we make to building up this team of high quality workers? Thank you very much for your question. According to the arrangement of the CPC Central Committee, the Federation of Labor Union has worked seriously on the matters of building up a high-quality workforce. We are promoting the building up and upgrading of the industrial workers. We are working on the forefront. First, we are working on a training campaign. This is a part of the effort that we have adopted. We have launched a series of the activities to train the workers. We believe that during the training, they can get a better skill from the training campaign. We believe the Federation of Labor Union is a bigger school for all the workforce. We are promoting the training sessions for different types of the work positions. Secondly, we are also adopting a campaign for carrying the workforce. In the province of Hubei, there are over 100 million workers. They are an important part of our industry and they need our care and support. According to the requirement of the CPC Central Secretary Xi Jinping, we have observed them in the Federation of Labor Union and adopted comprehensive measures to care them. And we are also trying our best to help them to emerge and be part of the city life. And we also require them to be a new type of the industrial workers. Thirdly, we have also required a series of the explorations for the new types of the craftsmanship and apprenticeship. We have built up a series of the programs for the industrial workers, and we have selected over 280 work models for all of these industrial workers to follow up. We have also held the innovation competition for the industrial workers, and I believe that by participating in these competitions, this is providing a very good stage for the industrial workers. Fourthly, we have also translate all kinds of the preferential policies into the reality. In the past few years, we have ramped up policy support, and we have came up with 31 different public policies. The Federation of Labor Union is working together with all kinds of the governmental institutions and organizations. Especially, we have discussed about the macroeconomy, the industrial policies, together with the job creation policies. That is how we are creating a synergy to build up a team of the industrial workers with knowledge, with skill, and with a comprehensive ability to be adopted into the society. And I believe this is promoting more drive for the high-level economic growth. Thank you. With Pengpai News, my question is that with the progress of work resumptions, the protection and the control of the company rights is quite important. What kind of effort did you make to protect the very rights of the industrial workers? Thank you very much for your question. I believe that under the current situation, we should not think about the maintenance of the workers' rights and without considering the outbreak of COVID-19. The maintenance of the workers' rights is dependent on the series of the policies, and one major rule of the federations of the labor union is to promote the very important implementations of the trade union. That is the reason why we have come up with a legal service to let both sides of the companies and workers to understand their very legal rights. Fourthly, we have also conducted a basic survey, and that was how we guided the workers, and we are also going to conduct the coordinations between the workers. Thirdly, we have also smoothed the service channels. If there's any difficulties for the workers, they can dial in the number of 12315, and they can also find the labor union at the local government to get all kinds of the policy support, legal assistance, and difficulty alleviation effort. Going forward, we are also going to promote the telephone numbers of the mayor to get better constructions of the Federation of the Labor Union with Hubei Daily, while the Federations of the Labor Union is adopting a quite active role in the prevention and control of COVID-19. What kind of effort did the other different levels of the Federations of the Labor Union did during the outbreak of the COVID-19? Thank you very much for your question. I am from the Wuhan Heavy Duty Machine Tool Group Corporation, and I am the president of the Federations of the Labor Union. We started our work resumption at 9th of March, and basically starting from yesterday, all of our workers resume their day-to-day work. With this work resumption process, there is more difficulty for us. Firstly, we need to make sure that everybody goes to their position in a safe manner. We required every single worker to submit their personal documents every day, and we have built up a document for each of the workers, and based on these archives of the workers' information, we have conducted a comprehensive effort towards all of the workers coming from other different areas, and we have rented several different charter buses and to shuttle all of the workers right between their hometown to our group. Secondly, we have also organized over 2,700 workers in our group to go through the NAT testings and antibody testings to make sure there is no asymptomatic workers in our group. For 4 categories of the workers and even the workers in a difficult situation, we provided them mental support. And we believe that we are from the same family, and we are providing all kinds of heartwarming effort to make sure that all of these workers suffered in the difficult situations can get the support that they needed. Thirdly, all of our party members is going out of the office to be fighting at the front line, and we are helping them to build up healthy cafeterias, a better shuttle bus with all kinds of services. We have separated the industrial workers into the different groups during the day-to-day operation. And once the industrial workers started to work in their positions, we have got them several different masks. And we have delivered over 50,095 medical masks to the workers. Fourthly, we are working really hard to gather a synergy between the workers to make up for the time that we have lost. We have also adopted a labor unions working campaign, and we have also adopted a spirit of the labor workers. We have started a series of the labor competition while we are coming up with a very good campaign slogan. We are going to use the coming 3 quarters to finish the target that we are setting up for the end of this year, and we believe this target can be achieved with our effort. With Changjiang River Cloud, I believe that the Federation of the Labor Union is starting a campaign for the consumptions. What is the very initial target for this campaign? Thank you very much for your question. By the 2nd of April, we have adopted a series of the campaigns for the consumption-driven economic recovery campaign. This is a very important campaign for us to help with the workers, and this is also a very important drive for us to make up for the economic losses. I believe that currently the campaign is actually underway, and there are 4 requirements for this activity. For the different levels of the federations of labor union, they can subsidize several different funds for this campaign, and they cannot delay the consumptions of the agro products. And secondly, all of these subsidies should be tilted to the front line. And for the governmental institutions, there should not be a single focus. Thirdly, we should be focusing on the different forms and requirements of the delivery. And fourthly, we have implemented a discipline required campaign. And this is going to help us to eradicate all kinds of the briberies during the process. Thank you. With Chutian Metropolis Daily, no matter during the outbreak of COVID-19 or even right now, the city of Wuhan is sitting at the epicenter of the COVID-19. So my question is that what kind of effort did the Federations of Labor Union in Wuhan has taken up? Thank you very much for your question, and we also want to thank all of the French media and for your concern of the city of Wuhan. What the city of Wuhan has done a lot of work. We have maintained the very rights of the industrial workers, and we are helping the company in their work resumptions. First, we are trying to resolve the dispute between the company and also the workers. According to the general requirement of the federations of the trade union, we have published all kinds of legal support for the human resources dispute, and we are came up with a labor index through the combinations between the court and even the federations of the labor union. We are providing a system to dissolve the labor disputes. Secondly, we have built up an online platform to help more job seekers in our province. And I believe that the online recruitment campaign is helping a lot of people addressing their job seeking questions. And we are providing a series of jobs in the auto manufacturing industry, inventories and warehouse industries, the logistic industry, and we are creating 2,000 jobs during this outbreak of the crisis. And thirdly, we are adopting a proactive manners in the negotiation. We are kindly guiding the company to fulfill their social responsibility, and we care about the very existence and development of the company. We have also made the company to negotiate every single matters in dispute, and we require the company to make a shorter shift with a better survey of the industrial workers' health, and we believe by working together is going to help the company. And fourthly, we believe that by doing a battle to maintain the very important power of Wuhan, this is going to help us in our work resumption and our drive to the whole economy. This is also going to initiate the very important passions of the industrial workers. We are also going to make up for the time that we have lost in the first quarter, and this is also going to accelerate the economic development. Fifthly, we are also caring about all walks of life, and we have raised up over 100 million RMB to care about the health medics who are working at the front line. Under the general support of the Provincial Federation of Labor Union, we have supported the community-level clinics and hospitals in their day-to-day operation. With Yangtze River Commercial Daily, You mentioned about all the industrial workers is working in a quite active role during the process. Can you elaborate on that? Thank you very much for your question. I am working as an industrial worker. I'm also an engineer. I can talk about my feelings during the process. I believe that before this outbreak of the crisis, in the middle of the outbreak of the crisis, and after the crisis, we have our mission, we have our spirit supporting us. Before the outbreak of the COVID-19, as an engineer workers in the Wuhan shipbuilding industry group. I've been working in the several different important projects, and I was assembling over 40 different blocks in a height of over 100 meters above the sea level. I believe it was a very difficult task for us, but I successfully finished the task. After the outbreak of the COVID-19, many of my colleagues and even me are signing up for the voluntary campaign to help each other during the outbreak of COVID-19. And some of my colleagues is actively participating in the process. That is our friendship and our responsibility for the whole society. Now Wuhan has restarted itself. And it is also the time for all of our engineers and industrial workers to show our muscle, and we are willing to take some of the responsibilities. And there's no single one of us complain about the importance and workloads. We believe that the resumptions of the economy is a part of our responsibility, and we are going to tighten up our effort. Thank you. Thank you very much for your questions. With that, we conclude today's press briefing.